Welcome.
Yes.
Kyte, thank you for participating in our EASMC endorsement process. This interview will be recorded and posted to YouTube and EASMC webpage. Please speak up so your answers can be heard when you're answering the questions. My name is Dwayne Hancock. I'm the Vice President of EASMC.
My name is Tiffany Thompson. I'm a building service manager at George Washington Carver Elementary.
I'm Elaine Deems. I'm a special education paraeducator at Leonardtown Middle School.
Mary Ann Tomasic, I'm a career advisor at Chesapeake Charter School, Forest Technology Center, and the Virtual Academy.
Katrina Mills, building service manager at Spring Ridge Middle School.
That's me.
Josh, during this interview, the reference term educators refers to all employees who work for SMCPS. All right, with that, I have your first question. If elected, what are your top 3 priorities?
So, we need to spend the money that we have. I understand that there is money for programs that is just sitting there. There's a lot of money that can be used for other things. But using the money we have would be the first thing. The second thing is just making sure everybody, teachers, janitors, everybody that works there has what they need. And third thing is just making sure the students also have what they need. I have 3 kids. They all go to school in St. Mary's County. I went to school in St. Mary's County. It was a long time ago, but I did. The one thing that I noticed even back when I was a kid, we were a pretty good county about getting stuff for children and what they needed, and I just want to see more of that.
Thank you.
In your view, what challenges do you see the children in our county facing as they work to be successful in our schools?
I mean, the biggest thing is making sure that we have enough teachers, have enough guidance counselors. I think there is a lack of psychologists now. I think I heard that. I can't believe that's a thing. We should have more of that. I don't know why they would ever try to take that away from students. But basically, if the teachers have what they need, the students will benefit from it, and vice versa.
Thank you.
Which considerations are most important when drafting and finalizing the county budget?
As far as education or just all around?
However you want to answer it, yeah. All around and maybe including education.
The biggest thing this county needs is transparency, and that word gets thrown around a lot. But I'm tired of being blindsided by things. Things where, oh, I didn't know that, or you ask somebody something about, hey, what's going there? I don't know. But then 2 weeks later, there's a sign up, and there's no way that they made that decision in 2 weeks. They've had those conversations for months, but nobody knows. But as far as the budget, that also goes to that, because if people are more involved, we can have more say in what actually goes and what we can provide for the county. I mean, education, you know, it's a cliche, but you know, the older you get, the more you look back on your own education and think about what you might have missed out on, or the things that you thought at the time weren't very important. But if we can, like I said before, if we can just do the things that we know you want to do, but then get said no to, or things that are just kind of obvious, I think just doing those simple things should make a big difference.
Thank you.
As a county commissioner, how will you include the voice of St. Mary's County Public Schools and public educators in your decision making?
I mean, they would be, you know, education, security, just everybody's overall well-being are the top 3 things that I think everybody should be aware of. don't go to a public school in St. Mary's County, education should be in the top 3 of everybody's priority. But, I mean, I'm becoming commissioner for, I've lived here my whole life, I was born in Golden Beach. I want to see this county continue the 90s dream that they've kind of sold to me, that is kind of going away. And like perfect example, I was talking about this. I met Stenny Holmer in the 4th grade, and it was all about future. Everybody can do what they want, or if you want to do something, you can. And then all of a sudden, it just seems like that's not possible anymore, where it's just diminished. And there's a lot of things going on in this county that are starting to not feel like St. Mary's County. And people like me that have been born here, that live here, I think need to get more involved to make it continue to be like our county. But yeah, I mean, education is very important, and it would definitely be on my priority list.
Thank you.
Please share an overview of your campaign, including your key endorsements, fundraising, and campaign plans, and why you believe you will be a competitive candidate.
I don't have any endorsements yet. I just really started my campaign about a month ago or so, whenever the deadline was. Like a lot of people, like I just said, a lot of people are starting to feel the changes that were made 8 years ago that are just now coming into fruition. I really want to stop that, or not stop that, but just make sure we're going in the right direction. I mean, if I'm just a regular guy, I'm from here, I really need to, if things are going that bad, or things are going in a direction that I can see, that I can notice, then you know something needs to be changed. And I really want to do that, and get it back on the right track, and just do what needs to be done. Because there's a lot of things that people talk about, but as adults and just as people that live here, we know what needs to be done. We just need to do it.
Thank you. Next question is, County Commissioners passed a tax increase effective for 2025 to support the blueprint. As a commissioner, will you commit to use the revenues as it was intended to support public education?
Yeah, that goes back to the one I said before about using the money that we, currently get every year, to its best advantage. But yes, we definitely support it and make sure that happens.
Thank you.
What specific revenue strategies would you implement to fully fund public education?
So, there's a lot of grants that we can get through the state. I'm sure everybody is trying to get them, but I know that there's a lot of money the state can get to get us. So just focusing on just trying to get as much money as we can, and just making sure that we can, get the grants and try to figure out what we can do to better fit whatever the grant is calling for. If it's better grades or students or attendance, whatever it is, to focus on that so we can get more money from the state. And just local stuff, fundraising, anything we can do, really.
Thank you.
School districts cannot be expected to solve the mental health crisis alone. How would you leverage your role as commissioner to build formal partnerships with county health departments or private providers to offer wraparound services on campus?
Yeah, no, mental health is very important. The more years go by, the more we know that mental health is just paramount, and everybody needs it. Even if they say that they don't, everybody needs to feel good. And as far as our students, like I said before, I've been hearing from other people that think we let go or got rid of certain to psychiatrists or counselors, I can't remember exactly what they said, but, that's ridiculous. I don't know how you can get rid of somebody that is, already in here trying to help, and then you just let them go or make a bunch of cuts for that. I mean, there has to be another way of doing that, but, no, mental health is paramount, so.
Thank you.
Thanks.
We are one of the largest employers in the county, and our employees make up a large part of our community. How would you support us in your budget?
So one of the biggest things is making sure that people can actually afford to live here, that work here. I work here, I have a work on base. And when I didn't, I worked and played up, and then before that, it was, Northern Virginia, DC. I got married in 2012. I couldn't afford to actually move back to my home city until 20. Do you remember what it was when I bought my last house? We need to make things more affordable for people that actually work here. I was just talking to somebody the other day. They have a county name, and he was saying how if he wasn't a county name, the land that he lived on, he wouldn't be able to afford, and he would have had to have left years ago, which is insane. A guy I went to elementary school with, high school with, middle school with, would have had to leave because what he does for a living isn't enough to where he think, or to live where his ancestors came from. That needs to, I mean, I'll do whatever I need to do and help, if it's low-income housing or, just whatever we need to do. I mean, whatever I can do. But yeah, no, anybody that works in this county should be able to live here.
Thank you. Commissioners often have equal power but differing viewpoints. Describe a time you had to build consensus among a group of peers with conflicting priorities. What was your strategy?
So I do a lot. I mean, I'm an IT guy by trade. I've been doing it for 22 years. I used to manage like 10 younger kids that were 18, 19. I used to have to do that on a daily basis. Just kind of have to. So a lot of things that are happening nowadays are starting to make it more difficult. But my answer 5 years ago would have been stating the facts, and hopefully the facts will lead in the right direction. This is what we need to do. This is what the facts are. Today it's a little bit different. People are fighting back what the facts are, but yeah, no, just you need to be honest, and if it's the correct answer, you need to make sure you have the, I guess just, you're right, and you need to make sure that you don't take no for an answer. So if this is the correct answer, it has to be the right answer. And I won't back down from pretty much anybody, so whatever needs to be done, I'll do it. Especially if this is the correct answer.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
That concludes our questions for today. Do you have any questions for us?
I'm just happy you did this. When I signed up, I didn't know it was, something that was gonna happen, but, no, I appreciate everything everybody does.
Thank you for your time. This concludes our interview.
So,